Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Olympics Friday. I hope I'll wait for people to see who's going to join. I know the opening ceremonies are going on, so hopefully some of you guys are going to join, maybe by phone while you have the ceremonies on your TV. Hope everyone had a good week. First full week of February was almost in the books. I just spilled my hearts that I had all over the place. Hi, Luann. How are you? Are you resting after your busy couple of days? Put my camera down a little bit. Put my hair up in a ponytail tonight. I don't usually have that. Hello, Brandon. How are you? All right. Let's see. We've got a few people joining, so I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera right away around. Going to get business out of the way first. Hi, Penny. Hi, Kate. Any links that are in the description box are affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of those links, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you. We are going to continue the week of a window of time Stamp Club Premium. I do have some of the items cut out. I also, in my collection, I'm sure you're tired, Luann. We're going to use the Garden Fresh paper pad, I decided, which coordinates with the lima bean and the honey crisp. And then I believe I'm going to use the butterfly from the what is it called? Hello Butterfly. And then I also grabbed the Sunshine Sunshine, what's that called again? Cup of Sunshine dies. Now I have 2 sets of dies here because I ended up hitting, I believe I have 2 sets. I hit a sale one time, so I bought a second set, so I had extra flowers. So I am doing good. I'm not so sick. Hi, Karen. Last week I had a little nose. Now I went to my dollar store today, and I found these in the bathroom section. They're called bathroom trays, and I wanted to share them with you. They're stackable. They weren't very much. And look, I mean, yeah, they're not going to, if I drop them on the floor, going to fall apart, but I just wanted to share. They had a gray, they had black, and they had some clear ones. So if you're looking for some stackable trays, I saw these today in the bathroom section. And I wanted to show you. So I have all of my window of time cut out. So we're going to start with that. Oh, I also have this. Here is the embossing powder of the month, Celery. I will have a short up for that tomorrow of me swatching that out. I just didn't get it up yet. I did get my day 4 and 5 video up today for the countdown, and I have day 6 scheduled. I think I have day 6. I did 4 yesterday, 5 today. 6 is scheduled to go live after my live tonight. If I did it correctly, it might go live during. I hope not. And then I have day 7 up tomorrow. Hi, Mama. Hope you're having fun. So let's stamp first, because I like to do that. We're going to completely use this stamp set. I will say, I know if you haven't seen yet, I can't talk tonight. The incentive stamp unfortunately has sold out. We had a lot of orders this week, so they sold out, and so does the freebie this week. So, hi, Lynn. If you received the freebie, it was a shaker, but we have the inventory clearance sale today or this week, and it went really kind of crazy. So they sold out, and so we'll have a new freebie on Tuesday. But this was the freebie this week. We might throw a few of those in our stamp set and our project tonight. Yes, Kate, and I had them. I just needed to get them up, and I kept forgetting that I didn't have them. I mean, they didn't really need to be edited too much. I just needed to see if I can find a piece of paper for my Misty here. I'm not sure where my little Misty pads are for my mini Mini Misty. Well, let's cut one of these pieces of paper down. I want to stamp my stamp set. And so I had a couple that I didn't, got a little under the weather last week, so I got a little behind. And they will have them. I'm going to film most of the rest of them tomorrow. So I'm debating about doing a live over the weekend with one, if my time works for me. And I want to watch some Olympics, And of course, we've got the Super Bowl. So those of you who've not seen me, how I do have an SVG video, and there's a playlist with SVGs. I know specifically I have my SVG file in there, how I do this, but this is how I stamp my SVGs. I like to cut them all out. And I spent the other night cutting a bunch out. It didn't take me long. And while my machine was cutting, I did other things. And I have a whole bunch of stuff cut out and ready to go. I have to cut the big stamp set out yet. I haven't done that one. But I like to stamp it down and then use my little negative. And then I kind of line it up. Oh, I'm off camera. I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe I'm not off. My camera's just weird. Let's see what's going on with I know my camera's going to wiggle here for a minute. I'm not sure this is really, what I see is very weird. Okay, let's see if I can get it from stop wiggling. But I'll hide that up. So I like to get it so that there's pretty close to an even edge all the way around, like I see up here. It's just not. And then it's close enough. Sometimes I'll tape it down. Sometimes I just use my magnet. For this one, because it's a bigger piece, hi, Pam. I am going to use a little bit of, well, this one says permanent. It's tape runner from ThermoWeb, but it doesn't I can wipe it off pretty quickly with that little bit. But if you use a repositional tape runner in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this guy in now. I think I need to re-ink my ink pad again. So, where's my stamp, my perfect press? I hope we had finally got above freezing together this morning. It was 36 this morning. So that meant we actually were above freezing to this morning. So that was fabulous. But it got really windy. So it was actually colder this evening. When I walked the dog after work today, I was actually colder today than it was yesterday because of that wind, even though it was like, I don't know how many degrees warmer. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these just in case, I mess up coloring with one. And all I do is stick my little pick tool underneath, grab it, pull it out. I'm going to pull that up a little closer so you can see it. And then I just take the next one and I'll sit here and I will stamp. And when I get it lined up, I like to stamp them all right away and just get them all done and lined up. And I do the same thing with my sentiments. So, oh, thanks, Susan. Yes, I'm staying pretty warm. It's been cool. We've had a cold couple of weeks, but I don't mind the cold. When I take the dog for a walk, I just bundle up really well. And he has kind of a little hitch in his gait. And I know, so I wear specific gloves so that I know on those days when my fingers get cold that I know he is getting cold. So that means it's time to go inside and we can't go very far for a walk. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this right where it's at. I am going to tape that down quick because I have a couple more to stamp, but I'm not going to stamp them for, you guys watched me how to do that. I'm just going to, and I like to take the sticky off by putting it on my wrist like that. So it's not quite so sticky. And then we're going to do a sentiment. Which sentiment do we want to do tonight? We're going to do the future is bright. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And we're going to do the same thing. Just stamp it with a little ink. And then I've got my little thing here. Usually I write on my little negative what it stands for. I just haven't got that far yet. And then take this down. Okay. And then we'll grab my little sentiment here. We'll just stamp one of these out though. And then I just stick it in there and it fits like a puzzle piece. And I can stamp it. And I can stamp it multiple times. And I will sit here and watch something like, well, I mean, if I'm going to get this all set up and done, might as well stamp a bunch of them, right? And then just stick them back in my packaging so that they're ready to go. So this weekend, that will be my goal, is to stamp the rest of them out. The stamp of the month, the inspiration box stamp set, and then I will have a bunch ready to go. All right. So I said we were going to use the Garden Fresh paper pad. Now I have already taken mine out. If you guys know me, I like to organize mine so that all the coordinating pieces are together. These are the colors that it matches. I know Billard is one of my favorite, but I know that it's out of stock right now. So I chose the Lima Bean and the Honey Crisp. I love Heirloom Tomato too. It's one of my favorites. Oh, yeah. Missy, well, you know what? You join our lives anytime you want. And we will keep you company. I like to keep them on for company, even if I'm not in the chat. Just kind of looking through, trying to decide which one I want to use. I'm really, really obsessed with the black and white checked one, but I'm thinking I want to go with one of these because we're going to use, let's go with this really busy one. Okay. And then the veggies are great. Hi, Bee. Sweet Bee. Oh, it's Annette. Is that no? Okay, I forget what Sweet Bee. I forget. I know you're on the design team, but that's your name for your store, and I totally forgot for your channel. Forgive me. The veggies are really, really fun. I think they'll be fun to make, like they'd be fun for some recipe cards, or I'm going to cut this in a half, or scrapbook page as well. But it's a fun, busy background. And I wanted the colors. That's the thing I want in particular, is the colors. And just kind of go with it. Now, I love a sketch. I didn't choose one tonight. Yes, Annette. I thought so. Woo! I'm proud of myself. I was trying to remember. I'm like, I know Jennifer's is this. And I was like, I know Jessica's is this. I'm like, I think this is Annette. So I'm proud of myself. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm going to cut this down to an A2 card panel size. I always kind of do that, and then I end up trimming it down a little bit more. But tonight, I'm going to, I think, leave it at the big section. And then we just got this little piece right here. I'm going to trim that down. I think we're going to do that at 5 1/4 too, or 5 1/2. That. And then I'm going to kind of cover up some of this paper. So we may cut this piece down. Oh yes, it definitely makes us more healthy. We're getting our veggies in tonight, right? I'm thinking I might cut that down because I don't necessarily want to waste the paper. I am a very big proponent of beautiful paper. Don't waste it. Don't hide it. Let's see how we can use it. So let's cut some of this lima bean down. I'm going to cut it in half. I know there's lots of card sketches out there. Let's cut this down into A2 card panels. Sometimes I pull one out, but 9 times out of 10, I forget about them. Oh, this little chopper, thank you. It is a Tim Holtz Tonic Studio one. I really like it. It's perfect for the size of my desk. I have a trimmer that I love that's a little smaller than this for crafting with cards. but it's from a company that's no longer around or no longer makes it. And people would always ask me about it. And I felt bad because you couldn't get it anywhere. So I wanted to make sure I got one that at least you still can get. So what I'm going to do is tone this down a little bit. Now, we can just put it right on top like this, right? And you tone down because we're going to have these flowers too. And that's what's going to be our focal point, you know, our we're going to color this in based on our colors. However, I don't know if I want to cover up all of that card. You know, I mean, yes, I mean, I might as well just cover it up. But I could cut these down into little 1-inch strips and then glue them on the side. And you could save some of that paper. But I think I'm going to be a grown-up and make good decisions, and we'll just use it. Let's attach that. I did not get any of my die cutting down ahead of time because, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot I was going to do some die cutting tonight. So I'm going to do a little bit of die cutting on camera. I hope that's okay with you guys. All right. Is everyone excited? I mean, I don't know. Anyone in the comments? Are you guys Olympian watchers? I got to watch a little bit of ice skating at lunch today. Ice skating is one of my favorites, but I've kind of grown to love all of it. I don't know much about hockey, but I'll watch it. I just don't know much about it. Not shuffleboard. That's what I was comparing it to. Curling. I love curling. And of course, the skiing and the slalom and the snowboarding and the ski jump. Oh, it would make the cutest kitchen wallpaper. Sorry, I needed a little bit of a drink of water there. So we've got this, and we've got our little stamp here. We've got our little sentiment, which I think our sentiment's going to go down here. This is going to go up here. I am going to do a little coloring on here. But I think before we do any colors, let's do a little bit of die cutting. Okay? I thought it would be fun to include a butterfly. Now, like I said, this is what the set comes with. I have 2 sets here because when there was one on sale, I ended up buying one because I like to cut them out. And if I want more than one, I can cut out more than one. I don't have to run it through my die cut machine. So I will tell you that is a secret to my crafty success is if I can hit a craft sale and, you know, a good like Monroe Madness that usually comes up, I can go through and grab a few dies so that I can run through once. That's perfect. I'm going to use these 2 big flowers. I don't know if I don't know if I want any stems. I think we'll do this. No. Let's see. I'm trying to decide what leaves I want to do. I don't have them all cut. I like this one. I kind of want this one. And so let's see if I can go in and find the other set of this. I haven't taken them all off yet. All right, where is that one? Oh no, did I lose it? No, there it is. Okay, so we've got those 2. So this is what the flowers can look like if you have not got this stamp set. I believe it's on sale right now. Hi, Cordelia. Yeah, Lynn, what kind of dolls do you collect? I don't know if you saw that comment. I think I'm going to cut out some from the pattern paper as well. I'm going to grab a piece of the pattern paper, and I'm thinking what I want to do is I'm going to use one of these bean pieces. These are peas. I think they would be fun. And then let's get some color here. Let's pop them over. I'm not sure if I have the right colors for this, so we might have to do some red flowers. Yeah, I think we're going to do this piece for the leaves. You're not going to see a ton of it. And then we'll do some of the red for the flowers. So let's run those through here quick. Hi, Shalana. How are you? We are making some... I'm using the Club of Friendship die from the CYO release. And from a little while, was it a year or two ago? It's a really fun die to have. And the Hello Butterfly die, matched it with the Garden Fresh paper pad and window of time stamp set. All right. So I think we have to have at least 3 flowers. Don't you guys think so? Yeah, it would be definitely great in a kitchen and, or a decoupage, or, it'd be great. You could actually put it in picture frames. And then if you're a Cricut person, you could cut different veggies out, put over the top, or some words like eat or veggies and that type of thing, and have some fun things. We're going to put these 2 like this and put these down. I'm not going to do a ton of die cutting, but I got to do a little bit. I am anxious for winter to start to be over. I mean, I like cold winter, but I am ready for some spring temperatures, and I'm ready for around mushroom season, and I don't know. I'm actually just ready to not have my car be dirty from the snow. I put it through the car wash yesterday because it was like just at freezing, and I figured yesterday was a really good time to do it because I figured today everyone would be using it. Oh, shoot. I almost tore that leaf off. So, Miss Luann, who's joined us tonight, was helping at the store the last few days. So she's going to relax with us. Miss Sarah from the design team was over helping at the store with the inventory reduction and the moving things around. So if you have not checked that out, there's some great deals on some items there. Okay, let's see if I can. We're going to take these ones down now because we're running out of paper. I'm just going to cut out this last one, and then we'll cut out some, a couple more florals. I'm not going to do a lot of florals, just a few. So, all right, got that done, and then let's cut out one more. See if I can get 2 more flowers out of here. Anyone see my other flower die? There it is. Okay. And then we need a butterfly. Like I said, I don't mind winter. I'm just ready to have the windows open for a while. That kind of thing more than anything. I mean, the one thing I like about winter is there's no bugs, and I'm not ready for bugs to come back. Man, that magnet gets strong. But we've had this is the cold part of the year where it's super cold. We usually get a February thaw here in Iowa, so that's not usually too bad. Let's see, I'll put those dies up in there so I don't lose them. And then I want to cut my butterfly out. I want 1 butterfly, and we're going to use that paper that I'm in love with. This one. I love this one. We're gonna cut the wings out of this one. So I'm just gonna cut a little square. That should be enough for 2 butterfly wings. And then I'm gonna grab a scrap piece of black quick to cut out a body because we need 1 little butterfly, right? So let me grab some black cardstock. Okay, this piece of paper, I'm going to tell you, this scrap piece of paper, don't know where it came from. It is a piece of scrap paper that is from our school prom from years ago. I helped cut out on my Cricut. It was a Paris theme. It was before my kids were even in school, and I still have some scraps left. It's like a shimmery black, so I'm going to use that. You went to the store on Thursday? Awesome. Yeah, it is going to be kind of... I am coming up in, I'm going in in April for spring fling. All right, we got our, these things kind of look like poppies. All right, let's get this going here. I'm going to leave my little butterfly body in there. All righty. So now we need to do some coloring quick. We're going to do some real basic colors. Not a lot of detail coloring. This isn't a super big frame. I think for the, I'm going to get my cheaters on. For the frame, we're going to do like a pale yellowy orange to match with the carrots. And then we've got the deep kind of mason-y color, and the green, and the flowers are kind of red. So we're going to kind of go with that red color. This looks like a good close color. And what we can do is we're going to actually, I'm going to start with my light. So we're going to do a little bit of coloring, a little bit of blending, but not much. Ooh, and I always forget, red bleeds. So you want to, so for these markers, let me grab a scratch piece of paper here before I forget. Let's have some information on it. Yeah, I don't know what that is, so we'll flip it over this way. And we're going to kind of, what I do is I kind of rub it over here on the side just a little bit, and that helps get some of that extra. Because I know with like a Copic, you can take off both ends and kind of like burp it. You can't do that with an Olo because there's only one tip. But I have found you go very careful and kind of, not quickly, but don't let your marker sit. This is perfect blend paper. But don't let your marker just sit on the paper, and that will help it from, especially the reds, from bleeding. We're going to add a little dark color to it. Oops, I got a little on my leaf. That's okay. And then just gentle colors so that it's not going to bloop out, hopefully, everywhere. I will say when you're coloring with red, oh yes, I am. It's actually the first time we're going to room together. We'll see if it's the last, Penny. You may decide never again. Just kidding. I'm a good roommate. But just be very careful when you're coloring with reds. It doesn't matter what kind of red marker or alcohol marker you're using. I see that's blipping out a little bit more, so I'm going to kind of rub it off a little bit. Just because if you're not paying attention, and I've done that where I've looked up to look at the comments, well, it's almost touching my paper and then it drips. So I was like, just pay attention when you're doing the reds if you can. And then we're going to take, this is the lighter color. I want the darker color. We're just going to add this little bit of darker color just around the tips here a little bit. Not a lot of shading, just kind of, I'll bring it up to the camera and show you kind of what I'm talking about. Just kind of where the petals are overlapping, I'm just adding a little bit of that darker color. And then for this one, I'm just going to go around the edges. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to just add a little color and kind of do a little bit where I think the petals are going to be. So here, I'll bring this up so you can kind of see it. Not a ton of shading, and then this will dry back a little bit, but I'll add just that little bit of dark to there. Now, of course, there's nothing behind these. We're just gonna, I think I'm gonna put, I don't know if I have black foam tape. So we may just glue a couple pieces of black scratch paper to the back. Oh, that's fun, Sandy. It's, are you taking it at like a store or with one of a friend that we both might know or anything, or online? The thing you need, I think that's part of it, is learning, like you said, learning your markers a little bit better. I haven't taken one with Olos. I took one with Copics, and I don't sit and color as much as I would like to. but you know, it's some of it's practice. I've done the 30-day marker challenge that Kathy Rakusin has had, where you color for 5 minutes every day, or like you color one image. And I did find that that helped me get a little bit better. But I get to the point now that it's just color. Oh, okay. Online, SET, cool. The wild chicken and feral cat are terrorizing the dog and cats. And they're trying to have me pretend. That's kind of funny. It's kind of crazy in there then. All right. So for the green, I am going to, I don't know if I have a good lima bean necessarily color, but I'm going to try this G. Let's see what this one looks like. That's a little dark. So I'm going to try this one. That looks pretty good. We're going to use this one. This is the G14. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of color to the leaves. They don't need a lot of shading because they're so little. I wasn't sure if I would get more than one card done tonight because I wanted to focus on this stamp set. So I did not get a lot of the coloring done. I am not going to color any on the leaves. I mean, I guess I could shade it a little. Let's try one, see. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, I forgot one. I would like to sit down really and do some watercoloring. So maybe this weekend I can sit down. It's just that I don't always have the time to sit and play. I'm trying to get stuff done, if that makes sense. Okay, we've got our leaves. We got that. We need to color our background and we need to color our frame. So my frame, I want to do kind of an orangey brown. So I'm going to fly around here and try. I have a little smudge or something on there. I think I'm going to go with this color. This is the 022, 2.2. Okay. The 101, the SET 101, the Olo 101. I should look into that just because I don't know my Olos that well. I do think I need to expand my Olos to some of the new colors that have come out because it will fill in some of my holes. I went to do it one day and then I forgot. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to kind of very fastly color this all the way around. I don't worry too much about if I get in the spots that I don't want the color because I took a watercolor class in an online event years ago and a couple of years ago. And the lady was talking about like with your florals, adding some of that floral. I mean, you mix the color when it's a watercolor, but mixing a little bit of the red in to the leaves when you're watercoloring, and it helps bring that colors to life. So if I over color a little bit when I have my Ola markers, like I have a little peachy orange in the sun, when I color that in, it's going to blend in enough that it's going to match. Just enough. I can always go back over it with a darker color. Okay, I am going to grab, I think I'm going to try this. Let's see. What does this look like on here? Nope, I don't like that. Now, this is just copy paper, of course. I think we're going to spin my little doohickey thing around. We're going to grab one of these lighter. Yeah, we're just going to add a little bit of this. Just here and there. And I like to I'm getting to the point where I like to experiment with my coloring. And I just shade it out. Patience. All right, that looks good enough to me. Yeah, I didn't take that one yet, Penny, from that bonus day in the fall. I haven't done my bonus day classes yet. I'm behind on a lot of classes right now. So I'm just going to blend these out, which is just going to really, that darker color is just going to blend in and kind of be like more of a dirty look, because they're close in color, and one is, I mean, they're the same hue, I think is the right way to say that, but they're so different in different. One is so much darker than the other that it's just going to blend out and give it some kind of there. I like that. Okay. So, and then for my sky back here, we're going to throw a completely off the wall. We're going to do a little blue, but we're going to do the lightest blue I have, which is this B2. Well, one of the lightest blues I have is this. And I'm just going to do some streakies in the window just because I don't really want it to be white. I don't care if it's super filled in. I'm going to go over that spot that has that little bit of orange that I wrote that I got. I'm going to go in here a little deeper because that's going to have shadows. And I'll bring this up. So I'm just going to kind of show you. I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's just some streakies. So in person, you can see that it's not white, but it's not really blue. It's streaky. I didn't care to make it perfect because a window isn't going to necessarily be. My image is off screen. My image is off screen. So I can see it on my screen. When I was up, then I held it up to do it off screen. I apologize. The camera's really weird because I can only see part of my camera. There we go. So I'll see. It's going to be hard to see. Let me go in with the white where it's wet. So I can show you like as it dries in. There's little streaks. So like I said, in person, you can see it. On camera, you're not going to see it because it's such a light color. All right. And then we need a color for the centers. And we're going to do a big punch of color. And we're just going to do a yellow. And then when I put the centers on I will just color them. So we've got our flower. We got this, the future's bright, but I think what we're going to do is the flowers. We're going to tuck all the flowers together here. And then I will put the future is bright with it. Okay, so let's get some backs on here. Actually, I have a different idea, you guys. I have a completely different idea. Are you okay with me changing my idea? If I can find, yes, hopefully. Sometimes these are not my, I don't know if these are my bad ones or not. Okay, we're going to stick these down. I'm going to stick these. These are big, these are foam tape. I don't know where these came from. I'm just going to stick them down on my centers. And I think what I'm going to do, we're going to put some glitter on them. And they're going to be, okay. I don't know if I'm going to do all 5 of them. I don't know if that means we're going to do all 5, but they're all going to be popped up. Come on, little sticky things. I've been trying to use up my embossing or my foam tape. Okay, so the other side now is super sticky. Now I'm going to try one thing first. Yay, get crazy. Okay, I'm going to try seeing if I can color it. Ooh, I can color it. I can color it with my yellow marker. I'll show you up front. And this is my glass mat, so they're not, that one's weird the way it got stuck on there. Hopefully this will still stick and work. Let's see if that one, I probably should have put this on some release paper. That's all right, we'll make it work. All right. Then I have some glitter in one of my little bins here that I never, ever use. Which one's the glitter? Here's some glitter. Where do I go? I need a container for that. I'm going to grab a container. I'll be right back. You guys talk amongst yourselves. It'll take me a second. I went to the bin that I went to look for them, and they weren't in there. I have a bunch of these triangle squares. All right, so we're going to peel this up. And I'm going to put the glitter on it. And in person, you're going to be able to see that. I don't know if you'll be able to see it as well. We're just going to pour some glitter on these. I'm going to rub it in with my fingers. And then I'm going to tap it off. And the center is going to have some glitter. Now, there'll be some extra glitter around the outside. Let's start laying these on our piece. But I think that's kind of a fun way to add some sparkle. I'm just going to make sure I'm on camera here. Rubbing that glitter in. Why do I feel, oh yeah, there it is. It's stuck. I'm like, why am I missing this? I'd like to use my glitter up because I don't use a lot of glitter. But this is such a pretty, I don't even know what glitter this is, to be honest with you. I think it might be Lawn Fawn, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to put 3 of them together like this. And then where's my sentiments? I think my sentiment is going to go in here, and then I'm going to put 2 over here. Thank you. I think that's kind of a fun little, and I've had this in this Tupperware, and I don't think I've opened it ever since I put the Tupperware in. And we'll put 1 here. I'm not as big a fan of that flower because I overcolored it. There we go. And then when it's all dry, I will kind of tap it to make sure there's any loose glitter, or if I send this to somebody who doesn't like glitter. All right. There, I used some glitter. I haven't done that in a while. So then we're going to put this one right here. So this is our base. We got our little thing up here. And then we've got our Future is Bright, which is going to go on top. So I'm going to go ahead and push these down. And I might stick another piece or 2 of foam square underneath. But what I'm going to do is grab my pick tool here. It looks fun. It's not, it's kind of messy, but it wasn't super bad because I have it in that container. And I do have a Swiffer cloth off to my right if I need it. And then I'm just, okay, that's not going to work. Where's my tweezers? We'll do that instead. And there's no glue on the back of this one. Well, that's fun. Well, you go in the garbage. I pulled that off and there was no glue on it. Okay. We'll clean up all the squares after. I'm just going to use my fingers. And then I'll stick it and I'll stick it underneath. We just need to stick a few of them underneath so that it doesn't fall. They don't get squished. And I can just squish them. Okay? I'll put a few more after we're live, so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me do that. But I will probably stick more foam squares underneath. And then I'm going to stick one, oh my gosh, here, because I'm going to have everything at the same height. And I'm going to stick one, maybe, here. And then that's where and I'm going to put some glue down then for my sentiment. And that's going to go right here. And then to break this up, we need some green. And we're going to throw in these leaves for fun. So I haven't glued down my sentiment, my window yet. Okay. Glue, put some glue down. We might need another couple of leaves. What do you guys think? Am I going to have enough leaves here? 3. I think we'll be fine. I should probably have cut one of them off, but maybe we'll do surgery on one here. I think we're just going to use the 3 leaves because stick this guy right in here. And then we've got our window. I'm going to let this flat. because we've got a lot of dimension already on our card. Put this down over here. And then when I think for fun, what we're going to do is our butterfly right here. Okay. So I'm going to bend in the body, the wing part a little bit, where the body part is, because we're going to put it up kind of like here. I'm going to do it up there. I mean, we'll probably. So we're going to kind of put it in like this. It's going to give it some more dimension. Okay. So let's get our glue in there. And I'm going to put it right up here on this window. Put a magnet stuck together. Let's put a magnet on it. I can always floof it again, because I don't know if you can see that how I bent that. I just bent it a little bit and gave it like a little bit of a raise. And then I'll just throw a little. And the one thing that I like about this is that this is one of those butterfly sets that if you don't get it lined up perfect, that's what the body is for. All right, I'm actually going to just leave it like that. I think it's okay that way. And then we got our little body here. Let's get this marker put away so I don't lose that on the floor. And then got the body here of the butterfly. And I'm going to put it right there. And then all that's left to do is put it on a card base. What do you think? Oh, thanks, Mom. The future is bright. One of the reasons I wanted to use this paper, and this paper pad in particular, is because it's super cute. But I know sometimes people think about, well, how do I use the veggies, in a card? Well, you just have to cut it down and use it. I mean, we've got this beautiful green piece here. And let's see, let's grab this, carrots. And all we have to do is, even though we might just use sentiment from the stamp set this time, grab our, thank you. Here, I'll put it back on camera. I took it off camera. Grab this. Let's cut this down. We're going to cut it down to 3, I already cut a piece off, 3.75 by, let's do 5. Okay, 3.7 by 5. Grab a piece of this. Let's see, this one might be 2. I might not be able to use this one. No, got to use a different piece. I'll mat it. If I did 3.75 by 5, let's go to 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That's roughly. I mean, I didn't measure it with the actual measuring things there because I know my trimmer. I've got this piece, right? I'm going to put this one off to the side for a minute. And then we got this fabulous carrot. Now, you could die cut it. So I don't know if I have any circle dies handy. Oh, they're right here. Of course, I used one last night, so I'm missing one. But these are just some nesting dies. Let's cut this circle out. These two. We'll use those two right there. Okay. Oh, I wanted to kind of look at this image. I thought this was kind of fun. This is in stock. This is the spaced outline. And I thought, look at this window. This fits right around this window. So I thought that's kind of a fun. I just wanted to point that out. I saw that today. Kind of fun to make a sparkly window like that. So we're going to use this piece here. And let's see, how much is my, so the 3.5. So I got this image here. And that one's 3.5. Oops. So if you have some pattern paper that you're not 100% sure what to do with, if it comes in a set, see if you can match, because most of the time you've got paper that will come together. And I want to grab another piece of that. There's the one with the hole in it. From that set, and grab a piece that fits. Like here's the big, here's the small. We're gonna do that big carrot. Oops, I almost cut that out of the wrong size. And then I'm tying it together by using the same matting layer. Okay. Thank you. I like how it came together too. I don't use this die enough, to be honest with you. I attended that CYOE, but I attended as a helper, so I still have those cards to make too. But okay, so we've got this. We've got this. And I don't have the little Theodore set yet. It's on its way to me. But you could stamp out the Theodore gram that says, I dig you. And how cute would that be for a card? I mean, if you have it, it would make a really cute. You could even make it a Valentine's Day card. And it'd be a masculine Valentine's Day card because it says, I dig you. And then you layer it on some white like this. But I'm actually going to do this Good Things Take Time stamp. And let's grab my Misty. No, I don't want to grab that one. My Misty here. Okay, moving cards off the way. I've got to take my plastic off my sticky mat here. And I need a piece of paper. I had Perfect Fun paper here somewhere, but of course, here it is. I have a mess everywhere because I've been creating like crazy. I'll just stick it down here in the corner. I have this stuck out on some, but we're just gonna cut it down. We're just gonna stamp it out. And I'm actually gonna stamp it in a green ink. Let's grab, I'm going to grab my favorite. I'm going to say it just like Christopher, 4, because when he says that, it just makes me happy. So I say it like that now too. Even when I am doing things that, if I'm typing up that using this ink, I still say it. That's how I say it when I type it, 4. It reminds me of a funny story. I don't know if I've ever told this story. My mom might remember. I'm going to tell it in honor of my dad, because my dad's birthday would have been on Sunday. My Uncle Dean, his twin's brother, is on Sunday. So if you are watching, happy early birthday, Uncle Dean. But my son would go golfing with my dad when he was little, more than when he was older. And he took him golfing to our little golf course. I don't even know if it had been remodeled yet, to be honest with you. I think it had been. And he came home and my dad was angry. And I never really remember him ever being angry at my kids because they were his grandkids. I've never really seen him be too angry at his grandkids. I mean, I've seen him be maybe frustrated with them, but not angry. And he was mad. And he is telling me how mad he is at my son. I'll have to ask my son if he remembers this. He's 27 now. And I'm like, what's wrong? He goes, well, we were golfing. And he gets up, my little son gets up to, who's probably 4 to 7 years old. I can't believe he was even in school yet, to be honest with you. They line up to go golfing, and he grabs the ball and grabs his tee and gets it all started. And my dad, okay, so let's say this is my son golfing. My dad is up here. And I guess my son goes, 4, and he swung, and the ball came and smacked my dad. I don't know if it was in the back of the head or in the neck or something. And my dad was just livid. And he was like, you could have hurt me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, Dad, he did say 4. And he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm like, you were the one who was standing in front of him. He did what you were supposed to do. 4, because there's a ball coming. which is funny because I help out my boss with his golf tournament every year. Those some of you guys know that, and I watch the hole in one, and they never yell. They almost never yell four. They always yell heads up when the ball is coming at them. It's really funny. Anyway, so that's a long story short about whenever I hear four, the ink, it reminds me of, makes me happy and it makes me laugh. But it diffused my dad's situation quite a bit because he was just like, no. And I'm like, Dad, he said it. Okay, so I've got to break this up a little bit. So I should have probably stamped it. I'm gonna change this, okay? So we're gonna actually grab a piece of white. I'm gonna redo this because I don't like how that's gonna look. Where did I put my ink? Let's see. Let us grab a piece of this green cardstock here. This is the lima bean. And that is not going to be a big enough piece. So we'll just grab this other piece here. So. Oh, does anyone have any fun plans for the weekends? We're going to anti-static powder. Yeah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Exactly. And like I said, my dad was mad, and I'm trying to figure out why, Dad. He's just a little boy. He doesn't know any better. I mean, like I said, I think he might have even been like 4 or 5 years old. So really little. Like he did what he was supposed to. He yelled 4. You just didn't get out of the way. I mean, I thought it was funny because obviously my dad was not hurt. But, in hindsight, my son needed to learn that you needed to be careful too and make sure nobody's in front of you when you tee off. Yeah, I have to ask him that next time I see him. Do you remember hitting Grandpa in the head with a golf ball? Try to stay warm and craft. Well, Luann, I'm planning on crafting too. Tomorrow, my goal is I'll probably take the dog for a walk in the morning. That was just alabaster ink. This is my favorite way to use it. And then I'm going to grab the alabaster embossing powder. And then the mustache app, that is the app that my friend Tracy and Sue helps develop for organizing your craft space. In the community on their Facebook page, they have a live craft on Saturdays usually. So I'm going to try to join that today because last week I wasn't able to. Oh, okay. SCT event tomorrow and dinner for your hubby's birthday. Ooh. Super Bowl Sunday, though, isn't it? So that'd be Sunday. It's always Super Bowl Sunday. There we go. Good things take time. Now, I do not believe I have anything, but I know that there are dyes out there that people have that are good for your, I'm going to just fussy cut this, that are good for, that you might have some vegetable dyes or something. I don't think I have any, but that would be fun too. If you had a little vegetable dye that you could put in there, or even if you had the carrots, that dye set I just had has, oops, I moved my mouse. I hope that didn't make things wrong for you guys. There is this like frawny kind of thing that could be kind of almost like a carrot. Oh, you love being snowed in. That just baffles me because growing up in Minnesota, I know you guys got a bunch of snow and stuff like that, but I just think it's funny because I'm like, it's not really snowed in for me. I mean, but I know what you mean. I love a good snowstorm. And if it's not cold, my dog loves the snow. So I like to take him out walking in the snow. He likes to have me throw it in the air and then he can eat it. And that's what he likes. As long as I don't have to drive in it, I guess. The rest of it, I don't mind. And we did get a little snow last weekend, and it was the fun, like Christmas snow, like snow globe snow. So when I fussy cut, if I don't like my edges, I just take this little sanding eraser and I just edge it. a little bit. And that kind of helps break up any harsh edges that I might have had while I was sanding, but they're not like a point. Kind of rounds things. It does make a little mess on my desk, but just a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this down right in the middle. I'm even going to pop it up. Tomorrow, your dad would have been 99. My dad would have been 82, I believe, on Sunday. We live to be long lives in the Vanderwerf family. I think 82. Right, Mom? I think, if you're still paying attention. Oops, almost put that in upside down. Actually, yeah, I'm going to put it right down in the middle. And then, you could grab some flowers or butterflies or something and add that. But this is just a real simple, but it's awesome, a little bit. You could add some shimmer to it. Like what I could do is I could grab my favorite ornament gold. Oh, yes, you're welcome, Missy. I use it all the time, and I'll tell you another reason. I'm going to spray this off camera. Actually, here, I'll show it. I'm going to switch my camera around. How I like to spray this is I take my spray, and I go like this, and I go like this. Kind of like they do with the, where you can, and then walk through it. And that adds, I'm going to do that with this one too. It just, this ornament gold like that, if I don't, especially if I just want to shimmer, and then I will show you that you get just the hint of a shimmer. Oops, I guess I got to switch my other camera. Kate, it's snow is the best. But I know you had falling iguanas. So there is see, you can see it, it's still a little wet, but you can see the shimmer right there. And that is one of my favorite ways to add just a little bit of shimmer. That just adds that little bit of something. This one might be harder to see because it's on shiny paper. But that is it for me tonight, you guys. You guys want a little sneaky peek of my, if I have them here, of my quick sneaky peek. That's enough. Those are my upcoming videos for the Valentine's Day box. Like I said, I believe one is going tonight and one will be up live tomorrow morning. And then I will be filming to finish up and get them all done so we can get them updated. I may have a couple go, one in the morning, one in the evening on Sunday, one in the morning on Monday, one in the morning on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, so that I can get them all in before the Valentine's Day in case you'd like to use one. So I'm going to switch back to my day camera. Oh yeah, Missy, the reason I ended up getting this thing was because I was using plates. So they were so old that I was having all those little pieces and I was sanding. I was actually using a metal sander, and then I got this piece and that works really, really well. And then I found when I fussy cut, it can take off just those edges a little bit. I just keep it in a little bin in the back behind me here. So thank you guys all for joining me. We will see you next week. I'm not even sure. What are we going to do? What am I doing next week? We're going to use the paper pad of the month. So thank you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys all next week. Bye now.